I guess I know the routine. Tough loss. We had our chances, and we didn't make enough shots in the overtime. Notre Dame executed. Made shots, and we it's disappointing. It's a tough loss. Looking at the stat sheet, I didn't even look at it after the game. They got 21 free throws, made 19. We got 7, made 3. And collectively as a group, coaching staff, everybody, program, you just got to get tired of losing. In order to stop the bleeding, you got to just get tired of losing. Because nobody's going to save you. The games don't get easier. So there's nowhere to look. So you got to figure it out. You know what I mean? So we got our work cut out for us. But for me, coming here every day trying to build days, we got to build days. We come back at it tomorrow. You usually say forget about it. Game went in overtime, and it was already a little late, so it's almost midnight. So when I leave you guys, I'm going to forget about it, at least try to forget about it, and then get ready for tomorrow, because it's a new day. And like I said, you got to figure it out.
You do a pretty good job scoring-wise on holding Burton down, but it led to some offensive rebounds because you got in the lane a lot. But then Shrewsbury, comes in and really lights it up for them.
Yeah, well, we talked about Shrewsbury. He's in the scouting report. Again, one thing that the attention to detail part for us is so big. We did do a good job on Burton. We did a good job on post on Saturday as well. And sometimes the other guys, we're not doing as good a job on. But hey, we know what we got to do. We just got to do it. One thing that I'm confident in. I'm confident in our preparation. I'm confident in the way we do things, and I know that we ready. Sometimes it's just the ball don't bounce your way, and it's just kind of what it is. I've been doing this long enough to know that's just the way it goes sometimes. So, I'm not all right with it, but I'm all right with it because that's where we're at. So, we just got to clean some things up, and we got to try to get better. Again, nobody's going to feel sorry for us for winning and losing. So I'm not really into all that. I won't allow guys to pout and mope around me. We still got a long season to go, and we got to get better. We got to get better.
In the last couple games, and in this one in particular, it seemed like guys were having some issues getting off screens and getting screened around the rim and getting kind of weird picks and things like that. And just how do you coach that without them getting frustration fouls and trying to make sure that if it's if the guy's moving, it's there, or fighting off the screen to stay on your man?
I just don't think our team is used to having to play with toughness on a consistent basis. I think that's just kind of what it is. Like, the history of, me coaching, I've always been a part of, and I've been lucky now, it comes with a little luck too, but I've been a part of some really good defensive teams. And, like, you got to fight over screens. It's not easy. Like, sometimes you got to fight over screens. Then you get to it might be a double drag. You might get to the last one. You might have to switch. Then you might have to box out a big. Like, it's part of it, man. You got to make about 6, 7, 8 things happen on one possession. That's a part of it. You know what I mean? So, you just got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. But I think that's the biggest thing. I'm asking guys to be mentally and physically tough. You have to be able to think the game as well as play the game. You're not going to be able to just go out there and play the game. And sometimes the things that we do on the floor, we don't think the game. I don't ever question whether guys are playing hard or any of that. The thing that I want those guys to do is have a connectivity on the floor to where you help your brother. And so sometimes what happens for me when I'm watching the game, it's things that happen that blow my mind because you're not protecting your brother. That's where I get a little thrown off. Forget what the scout report says. Forget what some things say. Like, that tends to bother me at times.
You only had 10 turnovers, but there was a couple of really costly unforced turnovers towards the end of the game. It seemed like mentally that really took the wind out of your sails a little bit.
Yeah, let me say this. And college is different, but man, it's the same. As a player, I won 22 games my rookie year. I won 22 games my rookie year. I think we won 31 or 32 games my second year, and then my third year we were supposed to be a playoff team. But what ended up happening is in the middle of my third year, I got traded to Portland on Valentine's Day, Valentine 13th or 4th, whatever day that I got traded to Portland. And I was playing on NBC on that Sunday at like 3 o'clock. And what had happened is the same thing that's happening here. See, when you win early, you put expectation on your back. And so playing with expectation is different than when you're just out there playing. So the stuff that you're seeing, like, is because it's expectation. So when you gotta want to have the expectation on your back. You gotta know what that look like. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to get these guys to have a standard for themselves. I can't be the only one that has a standard for them. Because the way I was taught the game is you teach the game, and then there are things that go on between the lines that coach can't help you with, your mother, your father, your partner, your strength coach, your basketball, that can't help you with. Because what happens is you got to communicate with your brother, okay? And there's things that come down the pike where in those times where we need guys locked in the most, we'll have a critical error because the connectivity isn't there for that split second. And when you're trying to win a game, and what I've seen in this league is, the 3 games we played, like, man, they all dog fights. Like, you don't get no breaks, so you can't give games away. You can't give possessions away because they too important. You know what I mean? And I know I'm long-winded on that answer, but I'm trying to get you to understand what I'm trying to get these guys to do. Like, for me, like Miles Kelly, he's coming, but he ain't never been the guy on a winning team. Like, when you the guy on a winning team, like, you gotta respond in a variety of ways. You know what I mean? It don't necessarily got to be scoring. It can be leadership. You got to be the guy that practice hard. You got to set an example. You got to have a standard for yourself. Like, he trying to figure that out. Like, he ain't never done that. Like, and then, we got 2 freshmen that are playing. And so you learning on the run. And so, like, big picture, for me, this is program driven. You know what I mean? This isn't really about today. We gonna get better, and we gonna keep getting better because you got to keep building up days. But the dog days is gonna make the good days better, because when the good days come, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And we just got to get better right now at locking in, and I need guys to come all the way in too. There has to be buy-in both ways. It's like building trust is a 2-way street. It can't be 80-20. It can't be 70-30. It can't be 60-40. It has to be 50-50. Like, I got to meet you halfway. You got to meet me halfway, and then we come to that common ground. And I get that. So, again, I know I'm really long-winded with the answer, but, hopefully you understood, how I felt about those 2 turnovers. I think it's part of the process, big picture.
For 1 or 2 more for Coach? Have anything? All right, Coach, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.